First off, the movie is awesome. That last act is insane. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you,
Thank
and thank
you.
you for the compliment. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Marlon, Isaiah White, he's a scary dude. Like if Clubber Lang decided to become a quarterback. Was there anyone real or fictional who really inspired you trying to get inside his head?
Yes, Clubber Lang, you got me right. No, I think no, I think that you know I created him out of like thin air. It's just thinking, what it's like to be somebody great, and then somebody who has potential comes along, and they at the end of your run, and they want that spotlight that you're not willing to give up. And so it just comes from a very insecure place, and that's where the evil and the conspiring comes from, and it leads you to dark and sadistic humor. You're
Now,
just trying to rattle this guy.
yeah, for sure. Now, Tyreek, how much of your own experience at Florida State helped you understand Cam?
Oh, yeah. I think it was the Roman Empire, coming into, I played high school football for 1 year, and then I transitioned to a D1 Orange Bowl winning team at
Wow,
Florida
brag,
State.
why don't you?
Yeah.
Jeez.
You
It's a
feel
humble
me?
brag,
I've been listening to this
To
all
be
morning.
fair, I
I
didn't.
know with Coach Jimbo Brown.
Jimbo Fisher. No, I'm kidding.
There you go.
But like, I can brag because I didn't touch the field, so it's just like
Yeah, yeah.
it's a healthy balance, But I think that experience playing with like real grown men at the time, being just turning 18, you see the dedication that they're willing to put in, and they have been putting in since like 5 years old, and I just have a authentic a profound respect for a football player. And so my biggest fear was getting thrown in a group chat, made fun of because I didn't know how to throw a football, So I think, bullying works for me when it comes to the sports aspect. And I just wanted to make them boys proud, my teammates, my former teammates, happy when I was on that team. So when they get to see this, I
Well,
hope.
when they
I
see
hope.
your thick thighs and them pads, they're gonna be very impressed. 'Cause
And the throw
my
that.
little chicken legs and them tights didn't look the same.
Now, Marlon, I got to ask you, since you're already co-writing Scary Movie 6, please tell me him is going to get spoofed. And are
We
there any
don't
other
know.
more, say what?
We don't know.
You don't
It
know, huh?
may,
If okay.
may or may not.
Are there any other horror movies though that you like have really loved in the last few years that you can tease might maybe make the cut?
I mean, I'm just a fan of the whole genre, man.
Yeah.
I know what you did last summer.
Oh,
The new one?
look, I know what you did last summer too. May have something in there, but I think the Scream franchise is always a great one. I think Heretic was a wonderful film. Long Legs, there's this
Get Out.
Monkey, Get Out. Nope. There's just so many great horror films to pull from that we plan on having a field day. Sinners, we're gonna have these jokes.
Hell yeah, I can't wait. Hi, Julia. It's first off, it's very nice to meet you, and the movie is crazy. I loved it. I just watched it last night.
Oh, I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the movie asks, what would you sacrifice to be the greatest? And for Elsie, I wanted to know in what way do you think that her sacrifice is different from Isaiah's?
I think that, Elsie, her sacrifice, I mean, I don't know if it's that different, really. I think what makes her different though is I think that she knows that like even though she's not like the greatest person ever, she is able to identify that this is up, but she didn't make the rules though.
Right.
And she's gonna stay in the game for as long as she can. I think she had a hard life and she's not going to go back to that hard life. And so she's going to do whatever it takes to stay in, and she does do some pretty awful things, but ultimately I think it's just self-preservation. And
Mm.
I think it's um definitely different. They have different guiding forces for sure, but ultimately I think they want the same thing. She wants to be great also in her field.
Speaking, I read in an interview where you said you really related to Elsie because you've dated goats in their fields. How did those real life experiences inform the way you approached Elsie and how she maneuvers herself around this world?
I guess just making sure that Elsie was memorable and that she wasn't just someone that like what fell to the wayside in the background. Like I really
Yeah.
wanted Elsie to just to be like, wow, like the outfits and the makeup. Like I wanted the audience to see like, oh, she's not trying to blend in. Like she wants to be different from the other wags and she wants to be her own, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
cement herself as like the top goat wag. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
And I think mission accomplished too, by the way.
oh, thank you. So I think that's kind of where I drew from what I wanted for myself in real life.
So where do you see Elsie fitting into, that commentary on celebrity culture and the price of fame?
Where do I see Elsie fitting in
Y-
to?
like the celebrity culture that I feel like the movie is kind of like lampooning in a way, or the price of fame that comes along with,
Yeah. Well, I
that
think
whole thing.
she's the flip side. She's like the other side of the coin. She's like
Yeah.
the woman in the equation. And in so many ways, they're they're not that different because men who are in sports are also kind of living on this clock where they're only good for a certain amount of time, which is like what women experience in real life. So in a way, I'm sure that Elsie can sympathize with that. And she's not going to let that, but she's not going to let that get in the way of what she wants to do. And, she's very much not really that concerned with Isaiah and what he's doing and his weird little hobbies. And like, she's a busy girl. She's a busy woman. She's on the go. She has her own life. She very much also wants to be a goat herself.
That's awesome. That's such a great answer. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this movie's batshit crazy. I can't wait for people to check it out.